and welcome to a new episode of CGTN's special live stream, My Silk Road, Episode 2. I'm Merna, coming to you from CGTN Beijing, and with me in the studio today are a group of fantastic reporters, anchors, and producers who just journeyed back from different countries along the Belt and Road. The Belt and Road initiative, using the wisdom of the ancient Silk Road, revitalizes connection, cooperation, mutual learning, as well as friendship. So with me in the studio today, please say hello to Tianqi, Liu Chunyang, Zhong Shi, as well as Bill. Welcome back, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Morning.
Great to see you.
So can everyone share where have you guys been? Please tell us.
Yeah, sure. So I went to 4 countries, Pakistan, Turkey, Greece, and then Tanzania.
Yay!
Yeah, I think I'm the only team here that went to 4 countries, right?
Oh, lucky.
I went to
I'm proud.
Chunyang, where have you been?
I went to 4 countries as well, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, our journey started from the UAE, and then we went to Saudi Arabia. Later on, we moved to Sri Lanka, and finally, it's Thailand.
Wow. And
amazing.
Mr. Zhong Shi,
Well,
where
first
have
of
you
all,
been?
you gave us way too much credit for what we're doing here. I don't know about the rest of the gang, but I was here for the food. I heard drinks, I heard coffee, I heard delights,
Yes.
and that's why I showed up. Well, about the trip, I went to Bangladesh, Egypt, and Cambodia.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's
Well,
cool.
hi, I envy you guys. For me, I only went to like 3 countries, but still amazing experience. First of all, we went to Kazakhstan and then Ethiopia. And then I think for Ethiopia, not most of people usually went to the destination. And finally went to Malaysia as well. Then head back to my motherland, maybe most of our motherland, China. I think so, warm home.
Ah, welcome back. Do you guys know what FOMO is? FOMO is fear of missing out, which I'm having a severe situation of FOMO right now. So for the last episode, since I was so jealous I couldn't join any of the reporters, I'm still jealous in this episode, which means
How many of the places we mentioned have you been to, Val?
I've
I
been
assume
to
Egypt.
Egypt. I've been to Turkey. I've been to Thailand, UAE, Saudi Arabia, but I haven't been to Tanzania, and I haven't been to Kazakhstan,
We should
and I
have,
haven't been to Bangladesh.
we should have had you.
Yeah, I'm
Make
so
a great
jealous.
addition to the trip.
But to make me feel better, I'm going to quiz you all on trivia of Belt and Road countries.
Okay.
Also, I know you guys also share some questions with us today.
Yes.
So may I give the first question on quizzing everybody?
Sure.
Please.
I'm going to give a question about my homeland, Jordan, which is Jordan is home to a famous ancient city referred to as the Red Rose City. What is the name of this historical site?
Pedra?
Yes!
Petra.
It's Petra. It's right here, as everyone can see. This is the Red Rose City of Petra.
So that
Wow.
It's also one of the 7 wonders of the world. So for you guys' next journey, please go to Jordan as well. It's part of the BRI as well.
My history and
Yeah.
geography teachers are pissed right now that I didn't get that answer.
Please welcome. And for the next questions, let me see. Oh, I think we both know the answer to this question, don't we?
I think the 2 of us know.
Okay, let's
But
quiz
let's
the
try
others.
the rest of them.
How much of Egypt's land is desert?
Ooh.
I'm going to guess 80%.
80, that would be too much.
What about you, Bill? Do you have
Gotta
an
be too
answer?
much.
Do you have an
50.
answer? 50?
I think 60.
The
60%.
closest. Who's the closest?
The closest is 80, but it's not even close.
No.
It's not even
Really?
close.
95?
I think most people don't realize that. 95%.
Excellent,
That's the
yes.
answer?
95%.
95.
Do I get a prize or something? Like,
We'll talk after the show. So 95% was desert.
95%. I was
Wow.
really,
wow.
I was amazed with that statistic. Some statistics say even 96%, depending on when the statistics was conducted. But then really, it's a desert country.
Yes.
I think most people don't realize that. And it also goes to show, we'll talk about this later in the live stream, of course, but it also goes to show why they're building new city centers in the middle of desert to really help relieve the stress on some of their biggest cities, including Cairo and Alexandria.
So we're going to talk about that more in the live
Yeah.
stream. But let's go to the next question.
Really astonished.
How long is Ethiopia's history?
A couple of thousand? I mean, the fact that we're asking that question means it's long.
A couple thousand, a couple
Yeah.
thousand.
Or maybe really short, but I'd say it's long, probably. Yeah.
Long. Do
Yeah.
you have specific? Couple thousand. Let's see the right answer.
3.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
3,000.
Years.
Yeah.
Wow. For our viewers, if you would like to join in the conversation, please use the hashtag #MyNewSilkRoad and join in. Perhaps you know the answers as well. And for the next question. Oh, may I ask this on whoever's behalf? May I ask this question?
I know
think
the
I
answer.
do.
Which country is the largest consumer of tea in the world?
Isn't it China?
On
Lanka. Sri Lanka.
on a per capita basis.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka?
Yeah, on a per capita basis.
And the answer is
Yes.
Turkey.
Turkey.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've been there.
Yes. Actually,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, every Turk they consume like approximately 3.16 kilograms of tea every year. That's like 1,300 cups of tea
What
per
is
year.
their favorite type of tea, though?
A black tea.
Wow.
Yeah, they drink like 3 to 5 cups of tea per day.
Wow.
That's
That's incredible.
And the next question, let's check it out. Oh,
Oh, I think that's
Chunyang, would
my
you like to
turn.
go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got 3 questions for everybody here. And the first one is about the UAE. So, how many emirates are there in the UAE and which one is the largest? Take a guess.
guessing time again.
I mean, these questions make me feel like I never went to high school or something like that. Like, I know. I feel like I, once in my life memorized the answers to these questions,
You need
but
to
they're
be
just
there
long
to know
gone.
the answer. You need to be there. Let's look at
A
the
couple
answer.
dozen.
a couple dozen. I would
a
say.
few
Not
dozen.
that many.
Not that many.
No.
And the
Less
answer
than
is
Around a
the
dozen?
largest.
Around 1 dozen?
Less than a dozen. Yeah, there are 7 actually.
Oh,
7
7.
emirates
So
altogether in the
embarrassed. I'm so
UAE,
embarrassed
and
right
the
now.
largest one is Abu Dhabi. And don't be wrong, Abu Dhabi is the capital city of the UAE. It's not
wow.
Dubai. It's not Dubai.
that is so interesting. And you said there's also going to be like a railway to connect all of them.
Yeah, we did a story about the railway linking all the 7 emirates together. It's also built by a Chinese company and under the Belt and Road Initiative. It's
Fascinating.
amazing.
She looks like she had a great time during her trip, so she has more questions apparently.
Oh, yeah. We have more questions about Saudi Arabia now. So take a guess. What is the speed limit driving
In miles
in a
or
highway
kilometers?
in kilometers in Saudi Arabia?
Kilometers highway, I would say
150.
90.
I'll give a bold answer.
90?
There's no limits for them.
Yeah, you can just fly in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
There are
Okay,
free
use a
limit highways in
blanket.
Germany, I've heard.
Yes,
right?
yes.
In Germany.
What is the answer, Chunyang?
It's 140 kilometers per hour.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they raised it from
That's
120
actually a
in
lot.
2018.
So they wrote like it rise.
they drive really fast.
So they probably have really nice roads as well, right?
Yeah, that's
Infrastructure.
correct. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, but take care if you take on a road trip in Saudi Arabia. They drive really fast.
140 kilometers per hour. That is, you know what this means? My earring just dropped because it was so excited to know the next question.
Yeah, next question is about Thailand. So, what is the most popular mode of transportation in Thailand?
Boats?
Boats.
I would
No,
say.
that
like
tricycle,
scooter thing,
that-
like
that
yeah, like
tuk-tuk
a
thing?
scooter. Wait,
Oh,
like-
That's
like-
correct.
I got one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little hint here.
Oh my
I bring
gosh,
up-
look at that.
Yeah, that's a
It's little
tuk-tuk.
tuk-tuk.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's tuk-tuk from Thailand.
Oh,
See?
it has a name.
This
Like,
one. Yeah, it's called tuk-tuk.
Talk.
Tuk-tuk, yeah,
Tuk-tuk.
yeah.
Ah.
So
It
it's a
sounds like
three.
big engine.
It's big in Southeast Asia. I think it's
Yes,
you know,
three-wheeler
Cambodia,
Quite
motorized.
convenient as well.
Yeah,
like-
vehicle, and tourists just take it as a taxi. It's easy and cheap to get around.
and affordable. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Fantastic.
as Zhong Shi shared, you're here because you heard we have some special treats today.
I did.
To show a hospitality, in Arabic, there's a sentence called "Ad-dayf dayf Allah," which means if you're our guest, you are God's guest. So we have to treat you very well on this live stream, and we're going to begin by some Arabic tea. We're going to begin by some Arabic coffee. You kept mentioning tea, and now it's stuck in my head. We're going to share some Arabic coffee with everyone. It's made with cardamom, and I know you tasted it in Saudi Arabia, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. We went to a cultural center in Saudi Arabia with a local guide to experience the hospitality of local people. And there we actually had some unique experience. We tried the Arabic coffee, but first of all, when you're going into a place, you're going to be welcomed by an incense ceremony. It's usually very expensive to show the importance and significance of the guest. And later on, we put on some traditional clothes and try to experience how people feel in that atmosphere. And actually, local people told us that they can really tell where you're from by looking at the clothes you're wearing. So they're all different from regions. And
Did they guess you right? Did they guess you right?
yeah, sometimes they got the right answer. And the Arabic coffee is really the next step. So when you have that, there are a lot of manners, drinking manners of it, and you take the cup with your right hand and hold still for the host to refill. But if you think you're okay and you're fine with it, you just shake a little bit, and then they know that you're skipping the next round.
Because they're going to keep pouring coffee for you. Like, whenever you're done, they're going to keep pouring. But if you do this with your cup, they'll understand, like,
I have enough.
I'm good, I'm
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
And we know you have a video.
Yeah, we have a short
experience
video
there.
that we can have a look here. That's the cultural center we went to.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's the welcome incense
incense.
ceremony.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's our reporter putting on a traditional clothes.
We call
What
this
is that dress called?
abaya.
Abaya,
The biggest
yeah.
country in the Middle East, and the second
I like the color
biggest Arab
and the
country.
texture.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Regarding the dress
Really
for
nice.
the women, it was also different from
You know, in a lot of weddings or engagements in the Middle East or in the Arab world, when a woman dresses in the engagement abaya, they will sew, how do I say, good luck, good fortune words on the dress.
The best wishes all.
Best wishes,
Yeah.
all of them.
That's the coffee part.
Oh,
that's
she's
the
shaking the
shake.
hand.
Yeah. It's Arabic coffee.
So we're gonna have a look at
Yeah, so there are a lot of models of
So
traditional
this is the
houses
middle of Saudi
in that
Arabia.
place as well.
I'm gonna open the door.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of the
I want
wooden
you to
door.
hear the sound, because
So if I
women
don't shake, that means I can drink until they
Yes,
empty
he will,
their.
he will keep
Yeah, yeah.
Keep pouring.
Yeah. That's the sound from the past.
No,
And you go in and have a look.
and houses.
So that's a traditional house, and people just sit together and gather and talk and have a great night.
In the middle and north of Saudi Arabia.
Well, it's
And
coffee. I
it
mean,
doesn't matter a long time ago if you are rich or if you are
Yeah, those are collections.
That's where they put the coffees, actually.
Yeah, and coffee pots.
if you are poor, you would have small house. But the design, the same. The material.
I think
that
you're like in
used
quite a
for
traditional
building
room
the
at the
houses
moment.
Yeah.
Exactly the same
Yeah.
as well. This art,
It's the banknotes.
Oh, wow.
they call it al-qat
Those are decorations.
Yeah, everything's
They've
so
used it
colorful.
for
Yeah.
more than 500 years. And it
But the
was
light of the
17
coffee
was
is
registered
like a
in the
lot
International
lighter
Art,
than
not
what
art.
Yeah.
people are used to.
Oh,
That's
food.
feast.
Food, yeah. Time for a feast. Yeah, we had nandi as well
Oh,
in the end.
it's quite traditional there. Wow.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad about what I ate on my trip. I'm looking at what they're feasting on.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And as we saw in the video, there was coffee. Would you guys like to try some Arabic coffee
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well?
I can serve you guys.
Potentially,
Just
please.
Do us an
Thank
honor.
you.
to show my apology for messing up with Merna's mind, the
You kept
coffee
saying
and tea
tea.
thing.
Yeah.
This is how I do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Forgive me. It
So,
looks like a little bit like a traditional Chinese medicine. The
Traditional
color.
China.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
it doesn't-
color,
Thank
the
you.
color is really
The taste doesn't.
different what I
No,
have
the
in mind.
taste is quite
Thank you.
different.
Well, take a
Go,
look.
Zhong Shi.
Thank you so much. Or should I say shukran?
Shukran, have fun.
Shukran.
Wow.
Well, that's the only thing I picked up from my entire trip. I should be so embarrassed.
But guys, since this is quite bitter, you know, the taste is quite unique. Since there's
What are you
cardamom.
talking about? This is not bitter.
Really?
This is not bitter.
I tried to make it as traditional as I could, but in the morning, usually Arabic people would share it with one piece of date,
Ah.
not that kind of date.
You know what that says about me? I had
Yes.
too
Okay,
too
can I
much
have one?
traditional Chinese
course.
medicine growing up. My threshold for bitter is a lot higher, I guess.
Oh, and you can have a piece of date for everyone to go with the coffee. Can we please? Yes.
I'm sorry. I
Have a piece of
was
date.
busy
busy
thinking it
eating.
myself, yeah.
The sweet and the bitterness would match together, and this is basically a typical sitting or a typical morning, afternoon tea, coffee time
Wow.
for Middle Easterns.
I like this combination. The taste is good.
Yeah, the bitterness and the sweetness match together.
Yeah,
And
it's not that bitter actually.
it's
I
not
think.
that bitter, no.
okay.
No, I anticipated much.
You were ready for something like, oh,
maybe, because I was warned.
does it taste a bit similar to what you had in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, but I think it was more stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
In Saudi Arabia. I think it has ginger, cumin,
Cardamom.
and cardamom
Yes.
in it. Yeah.
Cardamom is actually quite good for digestion.
But in terms of caffeine, how strong is this? I mean, you made it lighter for us.
I made it
today.
lighter, yeah, but actually, how do I put this? A lot of Arabic people don't believe in caffeine. So they will have this in the afternoon, at night, before bed. I was talking to my parents last night. I was like, I'm going to share some coffee. And they're like, are you making coffee? I'm like, yeah. They're like, pour us some. I was like, it's 9 p.m. They're like, it's fine. So I guess that's how it is. Is that a good, is that a good,
Yeah,
is that
I
a
like
good
that.
first taste for our live stream?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm staying, and my hand is very stable. It's not shaking,
That
which
means
He
I
knows
got
very
it.
well.
I got the cue.
He's not shaking means he could have
Thank
some
you
more.
so much. I'll write a
Good.
big tip.
I'll do the shake.
I'm good,
Good.
thank you.
I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'll shake it.
And this kind of coffee reminds me of the coffee I had in Ethiopia. They also have some representative coffee beans
Tell
as
us.
well.
Absolutely.
It's called Yegar Shelfie or something like that. It's one of the famous coffee in Ethiopia. But sadly, I tried to bring some to our live stream, but I put it on my desk and it went missing. I don't know. Someone else probably see it, they'll say, wow, it's a treasure. So probably I'll
We're
take
calling
it,
the
yeah.
police
I
right
wonder-
now. Ethiopian coffee
Get the
missing.
coffee back.
Yeah, actually, I just want to bring it here and let you guys taste it. And it need to be grinded, and then use the filter and the hot water, and it goes in, and the fragrance is all over the room.
I mean, Ethiopian coffee is hot commodity right now. It's really in.
Yeah.
Chill.
Popular in China as well, right? Right
Yes,
now.
I think people are starting to know about it.
Bill, do you
Maybe
have
next time.
some names in your mind on who might have taken your coffee?
I think might be, I don't know. I don't want to give this kind of guess, but I promise you guys, if we have another live stream next time, I'll bring you tons of each one a bag.
Oh,
You have my word.
I'm gonna keep that down.
we're gonna keep Bill for
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
episode so we can have more
But
coffee.
right now, to make Bill feel worse, I actually brought something. Not like him.
Hey.
Since we're tasting and drinking stuff right now,
Oh my.
this is something that people actually drink in the morning in Greece. Olive oil.
No way.
Yeah, they drink it. Like a lot of people, they drink it every morning, a little cup. It's good for your health.
I heard that actually.
Yeah, and also like olive oil plays such an important role in Greek cuisine. Like I think like probably every meal there's olive oil in it. Like there's olives, and then the salad is olive oil.
Yes.
Like, the deep fried food is fried in olive oils. Everything is olive oil, olive oil, olive oil. And then I actually learned they have a professional procedure for tasting olive oil. So I'm thinking like maybe I can.
We want to be professional. So,
Yeah.
teach us the
Let's have a try.
professional way.
Okay, let's do it.
Wow, have you ever had olive oil in a cup before?
Not
Not
really.
drinking.
I've cooked with olive oil. I've heard all of its health benefits, but
Yeah.
to drink it first thing in
Might
the
that be
morning,
too much
Thank
for
you
a
so
cup? Oh
much.
my.
You don't have to drink it all.
just
I
a
wouldn't
sip.
recommend you drink it all,
Just a sip.
but just to show that I'm generous.
Wow.
Okay.
Coffee, then oil. I don't know if
So
I
this
can-
is how they do it. First of all, you have to smell it. It's like tasting wine.
It smells quite nice.
Yeah, it's that little fruity smell, right?
and the
horrible.
seeds
Yeah.
of olive.
Yeah.
And then what they do is like they cover the cup, and then you use your palm to like warm it up. Yeah, and then you shake a little bit.
Are you sure, or are you inventing this right now?
Yeah, I'm messing around with you guys. No.
Shaking all of us.
Yeah, shake it a little bit. Like you want to warm it up so the texture is better. Like once it gets in your mouth.
I mean, some people have cold palms. I mean, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, and then when you're ready, take a little sip. And then before you guys do that, once the olive oil gets once you get the olive oil in your mouth, you have to do something like like you inhale.
Well, that's a lot of muscle control.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if I can maneuver.
Yeah, before swallowing it. Okay.
All right.
So
okay.
Okay.
It's making
I
this
might
up
choke
now.
myself.
I'm not sure if he's being for real.
No,
right
this is
now.
professional, guys.
Let's have a
Okay.
sip.
Okay, I'm going to do a bottoms up.
Wow.
How do I make that sound?
Yeah, he's doing it right. That means he's doing it right.
I think I have some of in my lungs.
Yeah, then you drink it.
Oh.
Yeah, Bill's enjoying.
Wow.
We can tell.
No, I'm never shaking my cup for another round.
Yeah, he's gonna go like this, and you're gonna pour him.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Does it taste like what you guys had in mind?
It's rich.
It's quite
It's rich.
Very rich. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first time I tasted it, I think it was like a little bit spicy.
It is.
Right?
It is.
There's
Oh,
like-
in my
there's
mouth.
a-
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
taste this.
Yes.
Yeah, and
There's
then
a kick.
so we interviewed. He was like a professional olive oil taster. He tasted a lot of olive oils, like many competitions and stuff. And he said that means the olive oil is good. If it's really if it tastes spicy, it's good. Yeah, it means that. I forgot the name of the thing that's good for your body, but it means it contains abundant amount of that when it's spicy. Yeah.
For the bottle you brought in today, is it specifically for like a morning sip, or do they also cook with it?
It's extra virgin olive oil, so you can
Extra virgin?
Yeah, it's recommended you eat it raw. Like you don't deep fry food with this kind of olive oil. You can drink it and also like make salad and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, it's not recommended for it to go under like a really high temperature. So.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's lovely. Also, I think the significance of olive trees back from history, they're quite.
Yes.
They could really like stay for thousands of years.
Yes, when we were in Greece, we went to Crete Island. And on the island of Crete, there's this, the oldest olive tree in the world. It's like 4,000 years old already.
Wow.
And then it actually has something to do with China as well. Like during the 2008 Olympics, I remember like for the marathon winners, they had this olive tree branches.
Yes.
It was cut from that very tree.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So all these years, they just kept cutting from the same
Yeah,
tree.
yeah. And they
still
survived
have-
for like 4,000 years.
Does that tree still have branches? I mean,
Yeah. It's a huge tree.
Wow.
But it was like it's already shallow in the middle, but it's huge. It's huge. Yeah.
That's
I wish I had a
fantastic.
picture actually.
I never
it was
knew
really
that.
interesting.
did you cut anything from that tree?
I don't think I was
question.
allowed to, but yeah, maybe I just sneak something.
I'm gonna wash down the olive oil with some coffee, guys.
So is there any like combination of like food you can just eat or wash down with this kind of
Olive oil?
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Greece, they probably say anything.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, anything goes with
Bread.
bread. Yeah, salad. You can just dip everything in olive oil basically there. People they love olive oil.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we had the spice from the olive oil. We had the taste of the coffee. I know there's significant spices in the coffee that you also saw in Turkey.
Oh yes. So Turkey is like we went to Istanbul, and that's the city that's half in Europe and half in Asia. And back in the ancient times, during the ancient Silk Road, it was like a trade hub for like tea and then especially spices. So we went to this spice bazaar, and then we saw all kinds of spices. And I noticed, like I said, Turkish people love tea. They have all kinds of tea, not just like black tea and green tea, like the teas we know. They have like different kinds of fruit tea, and then all those kind of like a lot of this. Yeah, we can see like in the video. These are all spices.
Almost like gold.
The color.
Yeah, it's really colorful, and some of these are actually tea. You know, it looks like little powders. They look like powder, but they're actually tea. Oh, these are spices. All kinds of spices. Like saffron, peppers, chili.
I bet it smelled really nice there.
Yeah, like once you walk in the bazaar, there's all kinds of spices and you're just running up your nose. And then, yeah. I feel like when I stayed there for like half an hour, like an hour. Once I walked out, I feel like my nose isn't like functioning well.
Like that's how you remember a trip. I mean, you forget about certain things, but then the smells, the senses,
Yeah, it really stayed,
stay with you.
The authentic Turkish food.
And it was really interesting. There's a lot of things there. And the bazaar actually has like 400 years of history. And then I asked, we had a fixer there, and she said like the walls, it was from the old times. So I can still, feel the vibe like 400 years ago, like when people traded spice and stuff here. Yeah, it was a really great feeling.
I brought some
And,
spices today you can check out as well.
Oh.
This is cardamom, which you actually tasted in the coffee. And I'm sure in Turkish tea they also put it sometimes.
Oh, can I smell
Of
it?
course.
Oh, yes, that smells familiar.
Does it remind you of when you were
Oh,
in
yeah.
Turkey?
Yeah,
that's
I
the
feel like
smell
I'm
of
back in Turkey.
The coffee, yeah.
This was inside the coffee, actually.
And also, I think, like in milk tea that I drank.
They also had that.
Yeah, I think they also had that.
Yeah, this, like Tianqi said, and what I have experienced in Kazakhstan, and probably you guys could see on the screen the
You were in
pictures.
the bazaar as well.
It's called Green Bazaar. It's just a similar one, but and actually you look at in the picture and it's similar like the videos Tianqi represented to us before. And it's like all the ingredients, spices, they are well sorted, well organized, and well coordinated. So there's a disorder called obsessive compulsive disorder. Like we don't like see things that in chaos, but like well sorted. Let's see the fruits, the color, and everything you can see in bazaar. It's like all the meat, all the fruits, and everything are well sorted in their kiosk or in the vendors. And also they are really, really passionate when they are seeing us going inside with all the Chinese reporters and cameramans are inside. They just wave their hands, say hello, and even they
Were
are
they
all
excited to see you as reporters or as consumers?
probably consumers for the most.
I didn't buy anything.
We didn't buy anything, but they all let us to sample everything, like every kind of ingredients or the seasoned food, like the well-cooked meat and all the dairy products as well. So like those people all across the market see us coming in as they wave their hand. The one interpretation could be like, hey guys, welcome in. And I think the other is, no bargains, no bargains. Because for Chinese people, you all like that we know we like to bargain, we like discount. And for some, they come in and say, sorry, we have the lowest price, no bargain. So I think they're waiting.
That's the first thing they say.
Yeah, they say, hello, ni hao, and then say, no bargain, 不降价. Actually, the Chinese, they are saying that to us.
That was the same. Yeah, I had the same experience in Turkey. I think that they're like natural, like at trade. I think it's something like in their genes. They're so good at selling stuff. When I was in the bazaar, they had all these like crazy techniques. Like if you're just walking there, they want to get your attention, right? But it's just say like, hey, come on, look, maybe just walk by. What they do is like, so you're walking, and then they go up and they're like, hey, watch out!
Oh my God.
and then naturally just look down, and then they lead you to their shop. You know, they have all these like crazy techniques. Yeah. I know, it was like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of these tricks did you fall for?
Plenty, probably, because I bought a lot of stuff. Unlike Bill, I bought like Turkish delights. I even bought some spices I probably wouldn't be using.
Did you attempt bargaining, though? Did you succeed in any of that bargaining?
No, I didn't try bargaining.
Wow.
He was just shocked by the hook.
Yeah, I was still like, okay, what should I? Okay, I just buy that and that and that, whatever. Yeah,
all the techniques of bargaining.
Yeah.
And after that, I think one of the things I need to mention that before I went to Kazakhstan, my stereotypes is that I don't think there will be too much of fresh vegetables or fruits. It will be only muttons, beef, and everything. But when I went to the Green Bazaar and also on the road, we see a lot of fresh vegetables, including those leaf vegetables that is considered really hard to store. But there we see a lot of fresh fruits, fresh vegetables coming from China. And actually, because of BRI project, those railway transportation, so the local people in Kazakhstan and in Green Bazaar, we see a lot of fresh fruits there they can have. So I think for their daily meals, they can have all the vitamins and everything they want. So you can see on the screen, the video, it also tells us a story that the fruits, the vegetables are picked in the field, on the tree in Xinjiang, China. The next day in the morning, they can be sold and they can be sold in Kazakhstan.
That's fast.
Liu Chunyang has been in the fruit trade
I think
for nearly
efficiency
3
and speed
decades,
is really important.
rising to become the leading dealer
when you
in the
have
region.
to.
现在我们这些出
Yeah, you can see those pears are actually coming from Xinjiang Horgos.
And they were picked the day before.
Yeah, just one day, and then they pick them up, put them in the truck, that's like the refrigerator.
The next day, really.
Yes.
Peaches and apples.
I don't think many
These
places
pears,
in the rest of China could get.
are fruits
And
native
Xinjiang
to
has great
Xinjiang.
produce of
In a
fruits
month,
and vegetables.
exports will triple from the current numbers. We currently ship about 70
everyone
trucks
hard at
daily,
work for these
over
fruits?
1,000
Wow.
tons.
Because customs clearance at
And
Horgos
also the
has become
peach.
faster, it now takes less time for fruits to go from harvest to the market.
当地
Local peaches, once picked in the morning, arrive for loading at
See,
noon.
like
cross the
this
border
man has
at
said.
noon, and by the next morning, they are being sold in our
The
market.
next morning,
in
fascinating.
They're being sold. Yeah.
This is Horgos' 6th generation national gate.
And
When
actually,
used
from
since
this gate, we
2018,
can see a
it was
lot of
built
trucks
in
and
a
different
long
vehicles are coming in
Every
and coming
day,
out.
many
And
vehicles
actually, it's
are
not just
entering
the place we can
customs
see all the
clearance.
fruits, vegetables coming out and merchandise, but also it's like a communication center because it's a border city. So the people from different countries, they come here, they don't need too much of the procedures to get in out, or just like a paper and a certificate that to prove they are the locals residents living nearby. So they can just come into the communication center to see the friends or the family members. So this is really also convenient because of BRI project. This is also one of the achievements coming from BRI.
We talk a lot about the connections that have been enabled through BRI project. This is a great example of not just the transportation of food, vegetables, fruits, but also the exchange of people.
Exactly.
I mean, it goes beyond just building infrastructure.
That's right.
Obviously.
I've also heard, I was in Xinjiang a couple days ago actually, I've heard that tomatoes of Xinjiang, actually a lot of businessmen in Xinjiang are going to Kazakhstan just to plant the tomato seeds of Xinjiang because it's such high quality.
Yes.
And I didn't know that before, that when you're in Kazakhstan, you can not only just import them, they actually plant them there, which are originally from Xinjiang. That's fascinating.
Yes.
That means those tomatoes have made a reputation.
Yeah.
And not only just like Zhong Shi has said about the transportation, about the food and people-to-people exchanges, but also the energy. Like Kazakhstan is rich for the oil, natural gases as well. So we have these pipelines coming from Kazakhstan and all the Central Asia countries coming to China, like for most of the regions in southwest part of China. And they use the gases are actually coming from there. And every day you cook, and you just, like those gas can warm the whole family, can just help you cook the meal every day. Just those gas are coming long away, far from China, from Central East Asia. So also the BRI projects.
Wow.
Fascinating.
And you being in Kazakhstan, you felt like the energy there was quite chill, right?
Yes, because people there like for weekdays, although they have work, but like the speed, the paces are not that fast because they are going there. Okay, I finished my job, but also job is one of the story. The other is like I need to enjoy my life, kick back and relax, enjoy a cup of like their milk tea, their dairy product as well. Maybe not olive oils on a daily basis, but still like those. They have coffee as well, but their coffee is maybe coming from other nations. But like they just chill and maybe went to the park, enjoying the sunshine, maybe go to the church to pray. But I see there's a vibe there that is caught up on me that I can feel that maybe probably in the future I could go there for a couple of days or maybe a week to just order the vibes inside of myself.
That is I mean, because China now is such a fast-paced society. I mean,
Exactly.
stories like that,
Right,
people achieving work-life balance, you know, they're living a slower-paced life. It's really something I think that's inspiring.
It is.
Exactly.
Every time I go back to the Middle East and they're just living their normal life, normal pace, and I'm like, why am I so 着急, which is very always like, why am I so like in a rush? And then they're just like, you're in a rush, they're fine. It's because you're used to China's fast pace.
That's
So
right.
You're
That's
always in a
right.
rush.
Yeah, I had the same experience in Turkey. So we had a fixer there. The most thing that she said to us is, calm down, don't worry. Because, you know, like, we just want to get this done and then get to the next thing and do the next story and get everything done. And she's like, don't worry, chill, we're going to get everything done. You know, just right now, just focus on this and then we can just do the next thing later. And then one night after we were done the shooting, she said she's going to take us to dinner at this very traditional kebab place. And then I asked, like, how long it's going to take. She said, it's a really fast trip. Like, we're going to take a boat to get to dinner. I was like, wow, that's interesting. It's actually my first time taking a boat just to grab dinner. But, you know, I was thinking it's going to be a long trip. But she's like, yeah, it's fine. We do it every day. And so I asked her, like, how long it's going to take. She's like, yeah, probably 20 minutes. And then it turns out it takes us 20 minutes to just walk to the deck. And then we waited for, like, another 20 minutes for the boat to come. And then we took, like, a 15-minute tour on the boat. And then another probably 20 minutes walking to the place. So all in all, like, I'd say, like,
More than
almost like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Just to grab dinner. And she said, like, that's like our daily
That's living
thing.
a life.
down,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're enjoying the boat ride.
That's
You can
living a life.
chit chat on the way, and then you grab dinner. It's really that's the life, right? I mean, and I did a vlog on that journey. Yeah, I thought because it was a great experience.
Hello guys, this is Tianqi.
How happy you are.
We just finished
Smile.
a day's
Yeah, because we just finished a day's shooting.
Okay. Get the drop
You
off.
can see his fast pace just walking in front
Yeah.
of everyone, you know?
Everyone else is like,
good
why is
point.
he
Yeah,
Yeah,
watching.
everyone just standing there. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and they have a lot of dogs.
Oh.
They're just wandering around, probably enjoying their
Dogs
life.
are not
too.
rushing at all.
Yeah,
I remember
Oh,
most of
they-
the dogs in Turkey were sleeping.
yeah,
They were sleeping,
yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Where are we going?
That's our fixer.
Now we are in Eminönü, close to Spice Bazaar. We are going to Beşiktaş, and we will take a boat.
Oh, I love that you're using a map.
Already
It's
looking
so...
forward to it. It's actually my first time taking a boat to get dinner. This is how we buy a ticket for the boat. It's almost like buying a metro ticket in Beijing.
There's a lot of people there, so I think like a boat's like a really common means of transportation for them.
We're getting on the boat. I'm really
Oh, you took
That's a
you
big
took
one.
a night boat.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people on the boat with us. Are they going home or they having
nice view.
like, dinner like us?
The view looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the Bosphorus Strait. So we have Europe on one side and Asia on the other.
You can see the lights and the skyline.
What an experience having dinner
Yeah.
on both continents.
Yeah.
You must be starving back then, because I see the light was on when he was
Yeah.
filming, and
Yeah.
then it's going dark. He didn't
Daytime.
eat at all.
Yeah.
And they're quite social people, you know, like most of the Mediterranean people.
This is so exciting. I feel like I'm traveling overseas just to grab.
The guy behind
Yeah. I actually went to interview him afterwards, but then he didn't speak English. But yeah,
He
but
was happy to be on camera.
yeah, yeah.
Him too.
Everyone is happy.
Now I'm in the middle of two continents.
Finally.
Got off the boat and food, here I come.
I was starving.
Very busy.
I think
she's
you
like-
you have such a good temper, because sometimes when I was hungry, I was pissed off. Like I cannot even
You
smile.
get hangry. That makes
Yeah,
you
hangry.
Well,
It's
it's hard to
hard
get
to
angry when you're
Just
enjoying a
smile.
boat
Talking
ride.
about good temper, smile for 5 seconds. Any on-camera personalities can manage to smile for 5 seconds, and then when the camera is off.
Our food is finally here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's,
Wow.
It looks worth the wait.
yeah.
Wow.
Where was she on that? Did she take the same boat?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
These are my colleagues. So we all took like
Ooh,
2 hours.
a
just
big
get-
bite.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Hungry.
You are hungry.
Yeah.
Aggressively seasoned, so very
Yeah, and the
looks
seasoning,
delicious.
like all the spices, I just smelled in the bazaar.
Oh, he's angry
No.
now. You're frowning all the time.
Okay, we can tell you enjoyed that sandwich.
Yeah, yeah. It took me like 2 hours to get there, but I probably just 2 minutes to finish the thing. Yeah, but it was worth the wait. It was
That's
great.
fantastic.
Yeah, I think in Thailand, I share the feeling of Tianqi. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
We went to a specific market as well in Thailand. It's a floating market. We took a boat. We didn't go for eating, but we went shopping on the water. I've got a little magnet here to show you. This is the floating market in Thailand.
Wow.
Look at that.
So yeah, a lot of boats there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and people actually take a boat and go shopping on that. This is a place for, it used to be a local market for people living nearby to get their daily necessities like vegetables and fruits and even kitchenware, all kinds of stuff. But now it has become a tourist attraction. And people just go there and get on a boat, and then you can see all the vendors around and they're selling you stuffs. And yeah, let's take a look at the video here. Yeah, you can pull over your boat and enjoy everything there. Yeah, they're selling souvenirs, serving food and drinks, they even cook
Yeah, I
on
think
the boat.
I've been to this market before, and I remember there's a really good like mango rice.
Oh, yeah, and coconut juice.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Why don't
yeah.
you guys bring us some today?
Yeah, because
And is this market shaping up more to be tourist-oriented, or is it still
Yeah,
for
right,
local?
right now. I think
Okay.
right now more tourists are being there.
Okay.
Yeah, but it used to be a market for local people. Because you'll
And it's all like handmade crafts.
yeah, souvenirs and
I
handcrafts.
feel a little worried. Like,
Colors.
what if they just fell in the water? Like,
They probably lose a percentage of their
Oh,
stock.
yeah.
So they always have some
That's
extra. on hand.
excellent.
Yeah, I think Bangkok once had the name of the Venice of the Far East because of the crisscrossing rivers and canals. So you can feel how calm and relaxed people are taking the boat. It's really nice. to be there.
fascinating.
It's different, totally different from what.
Do you bargain there?
yeah.
You can do, yeah, a little bit, and they all speak very good Chinese as well.
Wow.
Chinese language is like
Special.
global right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Zhong Shi, I must share, I know that you were doing your reporting duties in different countries, but when you were in Bangladesh, a specific incident happened where a little boy saw you and called you beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness! Yes, that was something totally unexpected. I was trying to read a poem, as we were all required to do, reporting different places, and we were just outside of Dhaka in an old historical little town, very quiet, serene, and I was just doing my thing. And then those primary school kids just walked by, interrupted me. They wanted to say hello. You know, the one thing I can tell you about Bangladesh is that people are so friendly. Everyone is so ready to engage in a conversation anytime. It shows when you're on the street reporting, when you're on the street shooting anything, people gather. But not in a... They don't want to interrupt your work, but they do want to say hi.
Curiosity,
They're
yeah.
curious, they're intrigued, they want to be on camera. So these kids were basically just said, they said something was beautiful. And I didn't immediately assume it was me because I don't have a reputation of being beautiful to primary school students. But then so I asked them what was beautiful, and they said, you. And that just made my day. That would make anybody's day, wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
And
kids don't lie.
So sudden.
And kids don't lie. They're not just being polite.
You're beautiful.
Yes, they have
You're
great
beautiful.
taste. What can I say? They just have really nice taste.
And that quite left an impression on you. About
Absolutely,
the people of
a great
Bangladesh.
anecdote that would make great dinner stories, and it really goes to show the level of friendliness that the people in Bangladesh show to Chinese people. I mean, they're quite used to seeing Chinese people in Bangladesh. They have a lot of Chinese living and working there, and now when they have like a Belt and Road project, you have a lot of Chinese workers and personnel working on those projects as well. So they're quite used to Chinese people, but they're still very ready to engage. They're very hospitable, and that's a great experience all in all.
Fantastic. Speaking about all the chill vibes, all the lovely situations that you've encountered, you've also seen a lot of railway infrastructure during their journeys. Can we talk a bit more about that?
Well, welcome to my department because I did a big thing on infrastructure, and listening to all of their shares and all of their stories, it made me feel bad because I feel like didn't have as much fun.
As they did.
Yeah, but infrastructure is such a big part of the Belt and Road Initiative. It gets very old when you repeatedly talk about infrastructure again and again. But that is the core of the initiative that really benefits people's lives and livelihoods. You can see the lives changed by those projects. So let me talk about what I saw in Egypt. At the beginning of the live stream, we talked about how Egypt is made of a 95% desert. They're trying to carve out a new city in the middle of that sprawling desert, which is an architectural feat on its own. I mean, we've all heard about cities like Las Vegas or Dubai, but you've seen the after. You haven't really seen the before, which is pretty much nothing but desert, acres of desert, and you're trying to build a city out there. So it's very visually stimulating to see. And when you go there, it's nothing but 5 lone towers being erected in the desert. And they're telling you that's going to be the city center tomorrow. So basically what is happening in Alamein, Egypt, is that they're trying to build a new Alamein city in the middle of the desert to be Egypt's new summer capital. The reason for that, I covered that in my vlog.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. This is what you see.
How is this?
This is what you see.
And the city is going to be
The
built.
deadline is 2030, so it's a little, it sounds far-fetching.
In northern Egypt's coastal town, Alamein, they're trying to carve out a new modern city in the middle of the desert to be Egypt's summer capital. But why? We decided to first check out old Alamein.
I mean, I think most people know Alamein from the Second World War, the Battle of El Alamein. My history teacher is smiling right now that I, remember something, which is a significant turning point.
Economic opportunities. Nevertheless, the town's Mediterranean coast has a great deal to offer.
I think a lot of people don't know this, but
Beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Half desert, half
And you're beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
But that could soon change. Tourist attractions are only one dimension of the future Alamein under design. A comprehensive urban center that could house.
This is the private beach of a hotel on the coast.
We got a glimpse of its city center.
This is what you see. Nothing but those 5 high-rise towers being constructed by a Chinese company.
Up close, the towers are being built by thousands of Egyptian and Chinese engineers and workers. A project undertaken by construction powerhouse China State Construction. At the landmark iconic tower, they add a new floor every 7 to 8 days.
Chinese efficiency.
Chinese speed.
That's apartment buildings currently under construction. These are the 4 towers in the distance there, and this could be somebody's living room. Look at the space with a floor-to-ceiling glass walls, and check out this view. That's the Mediterranean.
We don't know how much that's going to sell for, but we're not going to afford it. I assume it's safe to assume.
Wow.
Companies' locally hired employees are passionate about what they're building, saying it could look like the next Dubai, an exciting prospect included in Egypt's Vision 2030. A timeline we find rather challenging. As we drove back to the hotel, wondering what the future holds for Alamein, our driver suddenly put on some familiar Chinese tunes.
Oh no, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Legendary Chinese band Beyond. Perhaps.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, when you hear a Chinese song in an exotic place, it's really, it feels home. This is what you see, driving all day, nothing but those towers being erected by Chinese company. And it helps you to imagine what that new city center could look like come 2030. I mean, it's what, 6, 7 years to build a city. We're talking about just, apartment buildings. We're talking about schools. We're talking about public places. They're building a lagoon between those apartment towers and the Mediterranean Sea. All of this has to be ready by 2030. Part of Egypt's vision to really relocate, to move some of its people around, because people want to go to Cairo. They want to go to Alexandria. But the stress of these cities is overwhelming. So that's what we're doing.
It's quite, wow. And I really anticipate in 2030 when you go back again and you can show us like a before and after, because you witnessed the whole process.
I do. It's going to be unbelievable to see what has materialized, with that deadline.
And were you quite proud to see like how much effort has been already made and how much locals are happy with the plans that have been planned for this event?
Absolutely. I mean, they were pretty impressed with the China speed. We talked about that in the vlog. 7 to 8 days, you add a new floor. That's what Chinese builders, Chinese building companies are famous for. So when I talked with the Chinese company engineers, they say, well, really the technical stuff is not difficult, it's not challenging, but really to help to put everything together, to put the pieces together, and to really see a city built here. And that's something that they're looking forward to as well.
So excited for that. Maybe in 2030, the 5 of us could take a trip.
You will be our tour guide.
I can show you guys.
Yes.
You'll be our tour guide. You've been there.
I'll be the tour guide. You can be our interpreter, I guess. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
that's amazing.
Bill and Tianqi will arrange the food and drinks for us.
Yeah, sure.
Coffee,
olive oil.
Yeah.
And imagine the Chinese speed plus their slow speed for life. That is a really magnificent
That's a great
combination.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm already excited for 2030, guys.
I like that.
And you've been to Bangladesh as well.
And something else I wanted to point out is that when we talk about the initiative, it sounds so grand and ambitious, but it comes down to individual workers putting in their painstaking efforts, their time. A lot of the times they have to spend time away from their family. And a lot of them are newlyweds, which was something that when they get sent on those assignments, they get married, they tie the knot, something that they want to get out of the way, and they get dispatched to a foreign country for 3-5 years.
Wow.
So it's taking a toll on all of these workers. And in Bangladesh, both Chinese and Bangladeshi workers came together to build a sewage treatment plant for Dhaka residents. We talked about the people in Bangladesh being really friendly, but the economy could be better. They have one of the lowest per capita GDP levels in the world. So they were in need of infrastructure. They were in need of technology, and that's what China is trying to help out with. So in this report, I showcased the story of a local villager who found work just outside of his village because that's where the sewage treatment plant was being built. And take a look.
Nice. Dhaka native Rakbul Hassam Shantal has had one job his entire career, working for the Dasher Candy Sewage Treatment Plant, a key project in the Belt and
He was
Road
fresh out of
Initiative.
college. They were hiring right outside his village. And he went in for the job interview, and he got the job.
4 years and 1 promotion later, he works as a supervisor for the cleaning and security staff, a position he's earned through bravery and hard work.
This one, one night, evening time, some people come our project. This time, take some materials. This time, security guard called me, and there have a lot of people, thieves there come to take our materials. Then I take our whole security to there and take 7 thieves together.
7 thieves, he called.
Shantal speaks highly of
One
the
day.
Chinese management for a corporate culture that values hard work. In his words, you don't need to be somebody's relative to find a job here. That means training for locally hired employees will continue well into the plant's operation, and hardworking staff like Shantal could rise through the ranks and keep growing professionally. After an 8-hour shift, Shantal returns home, a short 10-minute motorcycle ride away to the village where he's lived with his family his whole life.
This is the village. I was actually impressed with
Wow.
how beautiful
Beautiful.
that village was.
As a kid, but the water soon became too muddy for a fun
I-
dive.
I
And it's a
assume-
10-minute commute. It's a 10-minute commute to work every
I
day.
bet that was
As
relaxing
many
as well.
300 people from this village
I assume a lot of mosquitoes.
work at the plant.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Close
you
to the
gotta
water.
watch out for the mosquitoes for sure because
shuttle takes me to the
they
Bali
have a
Road.
serious dengue
Downstream,
situation
Yeah.
this
Oh,
year, and that could be a
treated
problem.
water is discharged, and the scenes we see speak louder than words.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful, and
Nice
that's
way.
where the treated sewage water was discharged because they have a pollution problem, obviously, and all of Bangladesh didn't have a modern day sewage treatment plant. That's when the Chinese came in with Chinese technology, with patented Tsinghua University technology to burn some of that sludge and treat the sewage water. So now, when that water meets standard and is released again into the rivers, it's an entire improvement of water quality for those villagers. So at the height of the construction, the plant actually hired 1,000 local people, including the man that I interviewed. But then as the plan has been completed, they're hiring less, obviously, but then it provided great job opportunities for everyone living
Fantastic.
around that plant.
Such a nice experience.
Yeah. I think I had a similar story to tell from Sri
exactly.
Lanka, where
Please
we
do.
met a local engineer working for a Chinese company, and he has been working for 7 years for the company to build this Colombo port city. And he has 2 daughters at home, and they kept asking him, "Why are you always away from home?"
Yeah.
Then he came up with the idea.
Similar
of,
story, yeah.
Yeah, publishing a picture book describing the build of the Colombo city. And then the book is right now in the library, where a lot of children can know about the building of the Colombo port city. Yeah, we have a video, we have a story. Our reporter Yu Yang actually did a story about it. We can have a look.
Look at that book.
Yeah, that's the picture book.
Dad, why are you always working away from home? That's a question put to Sanjiva Alves by the engineer's daughters Alvini
Yeah,
and
that's the
Natalie.
engineering.
To answer their questions,
He actually showed us the picture book.
City rising from the ocean was published to describe Sanjiva's red building port city Colombo.
He's showing her his entire process of working there.
Yeah,
To know what I'm doing inside because that time it's not open for public. So then I
Beautiful family.
Yeah, that's the daughter.
show them.
For them.
So I know what we are doing and what the project does. So basically, this book is in now even in the public.
Yeah, it just feels amazing to see the
So the
new
others also
city
can learn what
just being there.
what we are
It's
doing
amazing.
at that time.
Port City Colombo is a joint effort between Sri Lankan government and CHEC Port City Colombo, a subsidiary of the China Communications Construction Company. Sanjiva served as senior engineer at Port City Colombo for 7 years and plays a key role in coordinating between contractors around the road and local Sri Lankan authorities.
Actually, I was expecting after we did the infrastructure, we hope quickly there will be a vertical development inside the plot development. Then we can develop as what we planned, whole entire port city. Now we are going to do the.
Yeah, we also talked to a lot of local officials, and they told us they're really happy that Chinese companies have come in and to build this new city, the Colombo port city. And now there are many global companies joining and participating in the project. They hope that it could bring more international talents and advanced technology into the development of the whole country. I think that's a very good story about Belt and Road.
Yeah. And I think there's like hundreds and thousands of similar stories. I actually have one too. When we went to Pakistan from China, we didn't take a plane. We went on the Karakoram Highway.
Really?
Yeah, which connects the 2 countries. It was also a road built jointly by China and Pakistan. And then when we were on our way, so the highest altitude was like 5,000, almost like over 5,000 meters. And then when I was like on the way, all the twists and turns, all the mountains, I was thinking, how hard it's gonna be like 50 years ago when they built the road. And back then, there's not like a lot of those like modern technology. They have to use like probably like I'd say like dynamite and stuff to like blast the mountain. And then it was really hard work. And then we talked to a man from the China Road and Bridge Corporation. So they were in charge of building the second phase of the Karakum Highway. They finished several years ago. And then he shared a story. He said when they were building the second phase, one time there was a huge boulder. It was like probably a ton. This huge boulder. It rolled down from the mountain and then just ran over their camp, flattening everything.
Wow.
But yeah, fortunately, no one was at the camp back then, so no one was hurt. But it's just so scary. And then, but there actually are people, a lot of people who sacrificed building the road, the Karakum Highway, especially the first phase. And there's a cemetery in Pakistan to honor these people. And then we met an old man there, Ahmad Ali. So he has volunteered to be the tomb keeper at the cemetery for over 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it was a really nice story. And my colleague actually did a story on that, so we can check out the package. Yeah, so
I think it's one thing when you pay respect to the cemetery, but to keep doing that job for 45 long years.
Yeah,
and
at first you don't even get paid. Like now he has a salary, but it's very low paid. But at first it's completely just voluntarily, and I feel like he's so proud of it. You know, like he feel like he's a bridge connecting. Like he's doing something for like China-Pakistan friendship, and he's very proud of it. And I think that's what's keeping him going for 45 years.
Wow, what an honorable action from him.
Yeah.
And did he express, like, has he ever been to China, for example?
No, but he would love to.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. He actually invited us to his home. And then he was awarded a China-Pakistan like friendship award by Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Oh.
Yeah, and he put it at the front door of his home, so he can tell how proud he is.
Wow.
And yeah, that's the cemetery.
I mean, with today's standards, you'd find it hard to believe that people have to sacrifice their lives building roads.
Yes.
But those 88 Chinese people that gave their lives, they were the real trailblazers in terms of.
I think since like many years ago in China, even before the Belt and Road Initiative, they always have a theory that if I invent something new or if I find out some new technology, I would love to share it with other people.
Yes.
So just as the Belt and Road says, we initiated it, but it's not ours. It's the world's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the certificate.
That's the award.
Yeah.
Great honor.
He's very proud of it.
And did he share?
And he should be.
Why he would stay for 45 years in this position?
Well, at first he said, so when he started, I think he didn't imagine he's gonna do it for 45 years. At first, I think he just felt like these people sacrificed for constructing the road, and he wanted to like maybe pay his respect, and he started this work, and then he just did it for 45 years. I mean. I think it's the sense of, like, once you started doing it, maybe there's a sense of responsibility because no one's looking after the cemetery, and he feel like there should be someone. And then since he started it, he felt like, because right now he has asked his son, his son actually voluntarily he's gonna do, it's like after, because he's really old now. So mostly his son is doing his job right now.
He probably felt that other people wouldn't be as committed because there's a personal commitment, there's a personal connection that he did, and he just wouldn't, trust other people to leave it in their hands. I mean, I don't think for our viewers watching, if you don't know why China and Pakistan call each other Iron Brothers, this is a great example of how that brotherhood was, formulated and grown over the years. Great story.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys can tell, it's like you guys have been to like the actual location where you saw the railways, you saw the infrastructure. But do you think Belt and Road mostly, it was exciting for you to see the final product or all the people who were involved in hearing their stories?
Yes, I think for me, especially after we saw what Tianqi presented us about the cemetery, I think not just them, but all the people like Zhong Shi has mentioned about sewage, about the port. I think a lot of Chinese people devoted their lives and time time and everything and sacrifice their time outside China to get engaged in the BRI project to do their thing. So for me, I think most of local people in other nations, they try to show their hospitality and everything to Chinese people because we actually did something about the infrastructure, about everything for them. So, and for me, take me as an example, we went on the train in Addis Ababa to Djibouti, and it's actually located in Ethiopia, the capital city, Addis Ababa. And there, we hop on the train, and we met a lot of local people, and then talk to us. Oh, they see, from different, the skin color, the hair color, they say, oh, it's different. And they immediately recognize, because maybe sometimes other, like Westerners probably say, oh, are you Korean? Are you Japanese? Are you Chinese? But there, as long as we get on board, they tell us, you are Chinese, correct? We say, well, proudly to say yes, because they know Chinese people went there, helped them build the city, build the infrastructure like the railway road. So there, we are immediately recognized. It's really an honor. And more than that, we are on the train. They shared with their passion, with their happiness, but also their food. So we have a vlog here to see how those people share their food with us. So let's take a look. And like this old man. Yes, I want to do, see here, he's really happy to give my colleague reporter, it's called a sour pancake.
Tianqi would have excelled at that job. He would have done a much better job.
Yes, that's correct. But I will give you more details about that moment. Actually, that old man is actually sitting next to Ning Hong. And when he saw us filming the vlog, and he just stood up, take the sour cake from his pocket, and the other with hand get into the pocket, get the ingredients, and mix them. It's kind of like maybe a local tradition or something, but yes, the passion and enthusiasm just caught up on Ning Hong. He just looked at the old man and said, okay, I'll have it. Then he just fit that. Okay.
Did you shoot that video?
Yes.
You were quick. I mean, you were quick. You saw everything happening in real time.
Yeah,
and you just
took the phone and just filmed that.
Maybe because no one was feeding him. And he was like, fine, I'll take the video.
Yeah.
And you can see he's feeding himself as well.
He's having fun, I can tell.
And at that moment, you can see all the local people and also police officers on the board as well. But they're also like trying to show, you're the first time on the train in Addis Ababa, so let's enjoy this moment. And we shared also a cup of coffee. Just the one got missed. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
I'm sure you can get a lot of.
Zhong Shi, I'm so jealous. They all look like they had such a good time.
I know. I mean, I feel like I had the hard mode this time, but everyone else has been having so much fun. I mean, really, it's not just about the numbers, because a lot of the time when we try to tell people about the Belt and Road Initiative, it's a lot of numbers and data. But when you go there and actually see the changes the local people are experiencing themselves, I mean, with me, it's water quality, visible water quality in the rivers they've been living their entire lives. So for them, it's visible results delivered through not just the Chinese side, but through a collaboration between Chinese and Bangladeshi personnel. And then in the case of Egypt, they're going to know that these high-rise towers that make the center of a new city are being built by Chinese developers. So everything is visible. It's not just numbers and data on paper. Everything is visible.
And as we've heard, the stories behind each project is so inspiring. Yes. And you being there, you always like I said, they obviously, from the previous episode, some of our reporters said they were shocked that some people spoke Chinese to them. And you found a lot of Chinese elements wherever you went as well, right?
Yeah. We found one inscription which is amazing in a national museum in Colombo in Sri Lanka. It's actually a stone tablet recording the story of Zheng He's visit to Sri Lanka. So it was brought there by Zheng He in about 1409, and it's an inscription, it's a stone tablet in 3 languages, in Chinese, of course, and then in Tamil, local language, and also in Persian.
Oh, look at the video we have over there.
It says, in the honor, gives praises to Buddha and records the offering of under the name of Buddha. So many pieces of silvers and golds and jewelries, Zheng He actually brought them to Sri Lanka from China. I think that's an evidence to show how long the friendship has been there between China and Sri Lanka. And we had a talk with a curator of the museum, and he actually showed us that there are a lot of collections in the museum of other porcelain china. So back then, it was really popular among the royal families and rich people. And people would trade it with jewelries, with spices, with fine tea, and even elephants. You know, elephant is of big value in Sri Lanka all the time, but people just love porcelain china more, and they would trade it with elephants.
Yeah. And the fact that we're talking a lot about food and sampling food today is not just because some of us skipped breakfast. It's also because that cultural exchange, including culinary cultural exchange, is another important layer of the Belt and Road Initiative. If you look at what the initiative has brought to people from the world over, from participating countries in the last decade, it's really bringing people together, especially during the course of the pandemic, when people were facing difficulties and traveling became a little bit restricted and people didn't have that much time to really communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, after hearing all of your fantastic stories, I can tell that we've heard numbers, we've heard projects, but I think the stories of everyone you shared, I can sense that the BRI gives people a sense of hope and positivity. So I think that's the biggest impact I got from all your stories, that all the workers from your friend in Bangladesh versus your friend in Sri Lanka and everyone else you met, they felt like the BRI gave them a sense of positivity and hope. And I think whether you're a young person or you're an old person, it doesn't matter if someone gives you a job or gives you a hobby. If you have hope, if he gives you a sense of, you have a dream, I'm going to help you make it come true, that's the biggest influence.
Yeah.
And I think for most people, we think in the infrastructure, this world is really big coming from the news. But actually, from my experience, from all of your experience, I can imagine that it's safe to say infrastructure could be road, could be food, could be a car, could be natural gas for every single man living on this earth. So I think BRI project really just minimize these big words into everyday's daily life.
Wow. I'd like to quote Gandhi in this moment where they said, nothing seems impossible until it's done. And I've seen a comment online once, they were talking about the BRI project, and you know that some people have negative comments, some people have positive comments, and they said when China puts its mind to something, it will happen. So I think based on your stories,
that's a great way to put it.
the way you guys shared your stories, you can really sense. But you guys went to so many different places, and many of you was the first time, right? What were some shocking things that you didn't expect, but then when you got there, you were like, huh?
Yeah, I think Saudi Arabia. That's the place that impressed me the most, because we were told to prepare a headscarf before going there. We have to wear that all the time. The hijab. We have to wear that every time we're going out. But it turned out to be unnecessary. It was okay there. Very surprisingly, we found a lot of female immigration officers at the airport. We arrived at the airport in Dammam, in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. And a lot of female immigration officers were working there, stamping passports, checking visas, just like other male officers.
Yes.
And most of them can say hello in Chinese. We got more ni hao than expected upon arrival. So, and it's really amazing to find out that women have been engaging in various occupations, such as doctors, lawyers, fashion designers. We met one local staff who showed us pictures of his wife getting a driver's license very proudly, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think with the Vision 2030 of the strategy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, more tourists have been to that places around the globe. And with the e-visa, which is very easy and convenient for people to go, there will definitely be more jobs, and it's going to drive local economic growth.
Absolutely, absolutely. Recently, I've been hearing a lot of news online. We have the first female pilot from Saudi Arabia. We have the first head of a law firm from Saudi Arabia who's a woman, and a lot of people don't expect that, because when you see media, they're like, I bet they have to wear the headscarf, they can't do anything. But as you said, when you landed there, it was very different.
Totally different from the predominant image of Saudi Arabia being a very closed and over-religious place.
And did you see any differences with the places that you visited?
Well, yeah. So like I mentioned, I went to Tanzania. It was actually my first time to Africa. And then I think I had this stereotype, when you think of Africa, maybe it's not that well developed. The infrastructure, it's not that good. But then when I arrived in Tanzania, I was wrong. I have actually a little clip. It's an aerial shot footage of the city, Dar es Salaam. That's their biggest city. And it was just beautiful.
Look how green
that is.
Yeah,
water
look at the ocean.
You think it's Florida.
Yeah. I know, and I think their tourist industry is very well developed. Yeah, all the high-rise buildings. It's completely different from what I had in mind. I thought it was like little huts and stuff, but it's like all those high-rise buildings. All of the infrastructure projects, actually, a lot of them are cooperation. They're cooperating with China. A lot of the infrastructure projects, but the Africa does have the wilderness side of it. The one I had in mind. We also went to the Kilimanjaro National Park. Yeah, to see some animals. And then luckily we did, but the lions and cheetahs, they because when we went there, it was already August, and I think that, we had a local guide, and they say the
season?
Lions and cheetahs, they're mostly in Kenya during that time.
I don't think I trust you with lions and tigers.
Sorry, lions and cheetahs.
Not that I trust you with cheetahs either. I think you're more of like the friendly animal type.
No. I think they're in Kenya, so I didn't see them.
Oh.
Yeah, they're in Kenya. So we were on the Tanzania side, but we did saw some elephants. Yeah.
Which one is yours, by the way?
The one in the front.
Yeah, we saw some elephants, and then giraffes and zebras.
Magnificent creatures.
Yeah, and they were just so close by. They're not afraid of human beings. Yeah, they can get really close to our car. And I actually learned some really interesting facts about animals. For example, elephants. I learned that they really cherish family. Yeah, like elephants. The male elephants, they usually just wander around alone, but the female elephants, they stay as a herd. They like live together, and it's a big family. Like usually the grandmother, the mother, the daughter, and then it's a huge.
They're
family.
so intelligent. Remembering those wandering elephants in Yunnan.
Yeah.
They had a formation.
Yeah.
It was not just a random makeup of big and small elephants. It was a whole formation.
Yeah.
With leadership, with defense, with everyone watching out for the rest of the family.
And also elephants, they have a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Elephants are known to be the only animal who they'll, because we saw a dead elephant, the corpse of it, the bone. It was probably dead for a year. And then our guides say the elephants, they'll come back to the elephants that they know after they die. The living ones will come back to their bones, and
heartbreaking.
I know they will touch the bones with their nose. It's like saying goodbye. And,
heartbreaking.
Yeah. And
wow.
Yes, just to line up the atmosphere. Some other facts.
We're up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roller coaster today.
Like zebras.
Oh.
I have a little question for you guys.
Oh no.
So, do you guys think zebras, the base color, is it black with white stripes, or is the base color white with black stripes?
It's like a chicken or egg.
Does it matter?
I just have an answer though. If you shave the zebra.
Is it a trick question, or does it actually come with an answer?
It actually comes with an answer. If you shave the zebra, is it turned to a black horse or a white horse?
But you shave off the hair. It doesn't change the color.
Oh no, the skin has only one color.
Really?
Yeah, the stripe is actually on the fur.
I think it's white.
White?
Is it white fur?
Yeah, white.
I'm gonna go with dark, with black.
Black?
Make it two.
Black.
Oh, we're girls versus boys now.
So the answer is black.
Ooh.
Not because I'm a boy.
Oh my God, he's toasting with olive oil.
Oh my gosh, olive oil.
Who tasted olive oil?
Oh. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So if you shave a zebra, it turns to a black horse. Yeah.
Wow.
That's new information.
That's
So I learned a lot of these really interesting facts about animals, and so I think that's on this whole trip I learned a lot of new stuff. It's basically a journey of learning new things and seeing different things, and it was great. It was a great experience. Yeah.
Oh, and does anyone else have any fantastic ideas or incidents that happened to them when they were in different countries?
One thing that struck me is that because I'm a very thorough questioner, I always go for I go for the good stories and the bad stories, and then I ask my interviewee, I care a lot about their corporate culture, because I think when you work with different cultures in the office, you're gonna have a conflict of cultures, and that can take its toll. So I'm have there been stories where you disagreed with your Chinese colleagues? And is it challenging really to work with people coming from different cultures? And what really struck me was that they said no, not because their bosses were watching, but because they say in a modern enterprise, you have a mechanism to really deal with differences. And it's not just, you know, Chinese, Bangladeshi companies or Chinese, Egyptian companies. It's with any modern day multinationals. You're going to have disagreements or differences or, you know, conflict of ideas. But that doesn't impact the work you do because you have a mechanism, you have, you know,
one
goal and solutions in place to really work through those differences. So I didn't get any, you know, juicy answers that I was going for.
You were looking for some juicy answers.
Yeah, because you have to report the fuller picture if there really has been, you know, problems or questions. But that's something that really struck me.
Well, I feel like I can relate to that. Like being from a mixed background, a lot of people ask me like, oh, like, are you more Chinese? Are you more Arab? Do you have more friends from here or there? And I always say, if someone behaves in a way that I don't like, or if someone behaves in a way that I do like, it's not because they come from here. Or it's not because they're Chinese or they're Arab. It's because they themselves behave that way. So I think a lot of the times, obviously, we say we represent a nation when we travel, so we have to like behave in a proper way. But a lot of the times, you cannot judge one or two persons' behavior as a whole nation. Like all of them behave that way. It's mostly like how you behave. So I think basically with having one goal, everyone in the company, in the enterprise, like I said, they all want that final vision, which is what the BRI is creating for everyone. And through this process, the stories are really inspiring after listening to all of you guys. And let's see, do we have any comments from our viewers today using the hashtag #MyNewSilkRoad? Or is there anything you would like to share for our viewers from the countries that you guys visited?
Isn't that what we've been doing the whole time?
True. Oh, we do.
Oh, we have comments?
So we do have one comment from Dustin. He said, commitment is hard to find. Did you guys see that during your journey?
Well, I think for, you know, the countries that have already signed up to the Belt and Road Initiative, obviously they have commitment on a national level. You're going to have a lot of political trust to sign on to this project. And there have always been voices saying that, you know, it's been a debt trap, that, you know, people were tricked into signing up. I think really you're embarrassing the governments that made the decision because every individual government has to weigh the pros and cons, has to weigh the costs and benefits before they decide. And you're basically just saying that they didn't do their job. So I think that's, you know, that's very self-explanatory.
Wow, this is such a beautiful sentence. It says, the multiversal unity Silk Road connects love of the world. Thank you, China.
I think so.
That's warm.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
And yes, for what Zhong Shi just said, I just want to echo that part because we went to Malaysia as well as our final destination, and we have an exclusive with their transportation minister. And he actually said the very similar thing what you just presented. And he said, for those debt trap voices and theories, they think Malaysia doesn't think so at all because, like, no one could strong arm a country, a nation into the debt trap. The nation, the government, the administration could value the pros and cons and decide to join in or not. They have their own freedom to do that. So for Malaysian government, as a quote from the minister, he said that actually we are seeing Chinese companies and enterprises are helping Malaysian to build the cities and also infrastructure, including the railway, transportations, and all the other things. And we are seeing the country, the nation is developing. So actually, we can tell it's definitely not a so-called debt trap.
Yeah, and I think Belt and Road is about connectivity. So that's why transportation and railway plays an important role in it. And we met a group of very interesting people in Thailand. They're actually fans of railways and trains. They're obsessed with trains and railways. And I've got a lot of pictures to show here. That's a nice one with two locomotives. Can you guess a nickname for the red one? The fans actually gave it a nickname.
Red train?
Goldfish?
Daredevil?
They call it Ultraman. Ultraman, gray and red.
Makes
It's
sense.
actually manufactured in China.
Yes.
And the one next to it, the blue and yellow one, is actually called Giant Panda, because those are the first Chinese manufactured locomotives in Thailand. So those people, they're obsessed with trains. They look for good spots to find places to take pictures of the trains. And yeah, those are led by Ultraman locomotives. Yeah.
Beautiful pictures, by the way.
Yeah,
So
and
well taken.
they love Chinese-made trains. Yeah, look at those fans. They're taking pictures now of Ultraman.
That is fantastic.
And they say what they love about trains, about Belt and Road, is that it actually takes you to the places you want to go.
Yeah.
And to unite with the people you like and you miss.
Oh, that's
That's
really,
beautiful.
really
That's
nice.
really beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Actually, I've talked to another reporter friend of mine who was part of the journey, and he said what really affected him mostly wasn't even like the infrastructure or the railway. He met a boy whose dream was to be an engineer. He was his biggest dream. And then he said that he grew up and then he found out that there was this Chinese company who's there constructing the railway and he would really like to help. And they were like, yes, we'll train you. And he said that obviously for his city, for his town, the railway is going to come make it more convenient, but for him, it fulfilled his dream. Wow. So I think for the Belt and Road, making people's dreams come true as well is one of like the most biggest influences they have. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. May we end this session today with a beautiful quote that I know from Confucius that says, it doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you're going, you're going to reach there eventually. So I think for 2030, we need to see what's going on in Egypt.
Yay! Let's see
And
those
for
apartment
Sri Lanka, for
buildings.
Thailand, for Tanzania, for Greece and Kazakhstan, we look forward for the future of what BRI brings, and hopefully for the next trip we can all go together.
Hopefully.
I handle the
Yeah.
drinks, you handle the food.
Now that we're ending on the
No
topic
problem.
of hope, I mean, obviously, Longzhou has instilled that hope in us that we're going to taste Ethiopian coffee here in the
Yeah,
office.
next time, right?
Yes. Well, why don't we toast to that?
Let's have some fun.
Coffee or oil?
Go for the olive oil.
Go for oil.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Tune
Thank
to all
you.
social
Bye.
platforms, and bye everyone.